Hi everyone, welcome or indeed welcome back to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe because today it is time to talk about best and worst of beauty for April. I say this every month, I have no idea where April just went. It went so fast. I don't know whether it's just because I'm getting older and the time seems to be going quicker, but yeah, this year is flying by. It's going to be the summer holidays before we can even blink. So, like I said, this is my best and worst of beauty for the month of April. Let's get into what products I've been using and either really liking or perhaps not liking so much. First of all, I've got a couple of products that I picked up from Latest in Beauty. These sold out pretty quickly if I remember rightly, and it was from a brand I'd not heard of before, and it was these two products that I picked up from Formula 1006, and I picked up the One Smooth Operator Pore Clearing Face Scrub and the Pores Be Pure Skin Clarifying Mud Mask. Now, I really love the packaging of these, and admittedly I was drawn to it because of the packaging. I think it does look very eye-catching. They were full-size products from Latest in Beauty, which always manages to draw me in, so it was a no-brainer for me to get. They were okay. I don't honestly feel that there was anything special in terms of these products. The scrub is one of these kind of scrubs where it is very intensely scrubby, and some of the particles are actually really quite sharp, and that's because it does actually have pumice in here, which, okay, I use a pumice stone on my feet, never imagined I'd be buffing pumice stone into my face. So yeah, bit of an experience there, but it is essentially, the scrubby bits is ground up bits of pumice, and just rubbing that into my hand now, it feels quite sharp and abrasive, and not necessarily something you want to put on your face. In terms of the smell, it's got that kind of plasticky, fruity scent, and not even a good plasticky, fruity scent. So not only does it feel very uncomfortable to use, it doesn't smell particularly nice either. So in all honesty, I've only used this a handful of times just purely because of the smell and the feel of it on my skin. I've used other exfoliators, whether they be sort of chemical exfoliation or scrubby ones that are more kind of gentle in terms of how scrubby they are. So this kind of product for me is, if I was still a teenager and didn't really know what I was doing with my skin, then I'd probably be using something like this. And I know that sounds a bit harsh. There are other ways to exfoliate your skin that doesn't feel quite so brutal, and for me, this was just far too brutal. Plus, like I said, did not smell that nice either. Moving on to the mud mask. This, again, there was nothing amazingly special about this. It was a pretty generic face mask, really. I did prefer it over and above the face scrub. It did make my skin feel really nice after I used it, but there was nothing really special about it that would make me think, yes, I want to get it again. I've tried other mud masks that I prefer to this one, and again, the scent of it, it's kind of in the realms of that weird plasticky, not all that pleasant, could definitely be a lot better scent to it. So I'm not sure if there's something in both of these that's the same that is making it smell like that, or whether indeed Formula 1006, that's just their signature scent. But for me, in terms of the scent, I did not like it. There are definitely nicer things out there. Next up, I've got a bit of a random find when I went to Superdrug recently, and I walked in the door, and in my local Superdrug, if you look straight to your left as you go in the door, they tend to have a bit of a random mishmash of stuff that's on offer. And I spotted something, and straight away I thought, ooh, that looks interesting, I'm definitely going to pick it up. And what it was this from Dove, and it's their Nourishing Care Shower Oil with Moroccan Argan Oil. Now, there's quite a specific reason why I got excited about this. There was a product that the Body Shop used to sell which was kind of similar in texture to this. It was a shower oil, and I can't remember what scent it was, but it was absolutely gorgeous. And I used to use it to shave my legs and stuff because it kind of gave a bit of slipperiness to the skin as well as moisturising it, and it just worked out to be a really nice way to shave my legs. And unfortunately, like a lot of things that I like in life, it got discontinued. I've not actually checked recently to see if they've brought something out similar. I kind of got to the point where I was checking so often and nothing was there. I just thought, fine, I'm not going to ever look again. You have upset me now. So when I saw this, and I thought it looked really similar in terms of even the design of the bottle, it was quite long and tall, and the product inside looked really similar, I was excited. And I continue to be excited after I actually used it, because in texture it's really similar to the Body Shop one that I used to use. Unfortunately, the smell isn't as nice. The Body Shop one smelt really, really good. This smells okay, you know, it's nothing offensive, but it's nothing amazingly special either. So I might have to pep this up a little bit by putting some essential oils or something in there and just making it smell a bit more exciting, because it has just got that very typical smell that usually comes with products with argan oil in it. I don't know if it's the argan oil I'm smelling or something else. Generally speaking, if you find a product and it says it's got argan oil in it, they all kind of smell the same, and that's pretty much exactly what this smells like. It's this kind of oily textured body wash, which when you rub it into the skin, it does sort of lather a bit, but it's definitely not got the texture of a typical oil. There's like a thickness to it, which I think, had I demoed this a little bit better, you might have seen it actually going a little bit milky and starting to not exactly foam, but just transform into something that's actually really nice to wash with. I don't actually use this in the shower. The reason why is because it is so runny, you'd literally have to turn the shower off, put it all over your body, and then kind of massage it in, and then turn the shower back on again, because it's so runny and watery. It's not one of those kind of thick shower gels that you can kind of just massage in as the shower's running, because as soon as water catches this, it's gone. So it's a really nice one to actually use in the bath, and like I said, it's really good to shave with. And after using it, it also makes your skin feel really soft and smooth and hydrated as well, so it's perfect to be using this time of year for when we're all preparing to get extra bits of our body out, because it's hopefully going to get sunny. Next up, I've got the Current Oil Cleanser that I've been using, and it's one that I picked up from Latest in Beauty. I think it was possibly in my last box. It's this one from Sanctuary Spa, and it's their Cleanse Ultimate Cleansing Oil. And as you can see, I've still actually got a fair bit in here, even though I've been using it every single evening to take my makeup off. It definitely does what it says it's going to do. You just put a few drops in your hand, smush it all around your face, and it removes makeup really nicely. Depending on what mascara I'm using, sometimes I do have to concentrate a little bit more on my eyes and really massage it in, but it definitely does remove all of my makeup really nicely. And then I'll either jump in the shower and just rinse my face, or I'll use like a flannel or a cleansing cloth or something like that. And it does leave my skin feeling quite nice and not too dried out or anything. There's only one reason why I wouldn't pick up this cleansing oil again, and it's because of the smell again. It does have a scent to it. It's pretty subtle, so if you're a bit sensitive to scents and you wanted something that didn't smell too strongly, then this might be a really nice affordable cleansing oil to go for. But for me, I do have a different cleansing oil that I prefer over and above this, which is from Una Brennan's Super Facialist range, and it has kind of a citrus scent to it, and that oil works just as well as this one, maybe even slightly better and quicker at removing makeup than this one does, and I've already got through 2 bottles of that, so I know it's one that I really like, so I would rather purchase that one again over perhaps picking this one up. But that's mainly from a scent point of view really, because the scent of the Una Brennan one, it's not massively strong, it's just a nicer, more pleasurable scent to smell whilst you're rubbing it into your face. Not saying that this scent isn't nice, because I've definitely smelt worse things, but it's just got that kind of generic oily scent to it, so it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it did certainly do the job that it intended to do. Next up, we have a product that I recently did a review on, and it's this mascara from Rimmel. This is one of their new mascaras that they've come out with recently, and this is their Volume Shake Stay Clump Free Mascara. If you want an in-depth review of this mascara, how it applies and all that kind of stuff, then check the review out, because it does go into a little bit of detail. But in terms of how I'm feeling about this mascara, having used it for quite some time now, I won't be getting it again, and I really struggle to reach for this in the morning now, because I know that it's actually just not very good, unfortunately. It's got this novel concept where You're supposed to be able to shake it up to keep it fresh. It's supposed to stay clump free right from your first use to your last use, but I think it is a bit of a gimmick, unfortunately, or at least it certainly is in my experience. The reason why is when you open it, it is completely open at the top, so you end up taking out probably a lot more product than you need to, which is fine to an extent because you can obviously wipe it off. But, you know, for the sake of them putting something in the neck of the mascara, like most other people do with their mascaras, to be able to actually wipe off excess product when you're taking it out, which I'm sure they've probably done with every other mascara they've got. So whether it's a design thing and they physically cannot do it with this, but already you're potentially going to be in Clumpsville because there's too much product on the wand. And I don't really want to be spending my time faffing around doing this in the morning. I kind of just want to take something out, bam bam, get some kind of instant oomph. You know, I'm not after mega drama, but something a little bit more impressive than what's there already. And I just found that this is not delivering for me. Plus, it does smudge as well, and on occasion it smudges really quite badly. It basically doesn't have that many redeeming features, so I am struggling to pick this up and use it because I feel like I haven't really had it that long. But at the same time, why do I want to use something which I know isn't going to do the job that I want it to? I'm not too worried because it's not like it was that expensive. I think I picked it up for about $6.99, so sorry Rimmel, not impressed. Next up, I have this hand cream from the White Company, and it's from their Seychelles range, which is described as being bergamot, amber and vanilla, and you got 30ml in this little tube because this is another one that I picked up from Latest in Beauty. When I read descriptions of the scent, it just sounded fabulous and I really wanted to try it. And I've not really tried that many White Company products. It's kind of something I'm aware of, but I would never go out of my way to really pick anything up until, of course, Latest in Beauty have it, and I just think, yes, I do like trying different hand and nail creams. Let's give this one a go. And boy, is this a beautiful scent. It might not be for everyone, but for me, this just reminds me of going on holiday. It's got that kind of beachy, salty vibe to it, which I actually really like. It's got a hint of sun cream about it, but in a nice way. I think it's actually just a really nice scent. Plus, it's a really beautiful hand cream as well. It's another one where it's quite rich, you don't need to use very much. It's definitely made me want to look into other products from the White Company because I did have a little hunt around on their website when I was reading about this, and they've got some lovely sounding scents on there. I really wish that there was somewhere that stocked it near me so I could go and have a play with it all, because it is quite pricey stuff really. But I've definitely been enjoying using this one. It's made my hands feel really soft and smooth and nourished, and just reminded me of lovely beach holidays that I've had, which is no bad thing at all. Next up, I have a product from my M&S Beauty Advent Calendar because I'm gradually working my way through all of the different goodies that I got in it, and this was a bit of a random one and I wasn't quite sure how to use it, when to use it, when I was going to use it, but I've used it and I do actually really like it. It's this Radiance Shine Hair Oil from Josh Wood, and it says underneath Guardian of Colour. It's essentially a hair treatment oil, and this is one of the own brand products that M&S put into their beauty advent calendar. There's 28ml in here, and you can see that there's quite a fair bit of this gone already. There's two different ways that you can use this hair oil. You can use it as a pre-shampoo treatment, or you can use it as a finishing oil. Once you finish styling your hair, you can just put some through your hair and it just adds a bit of extra gloss and shine, which I've done a couple of times, but I actually prefer using it as the pre-shampoo treatment. I just add a few drops to my hand. I mainly concentrate on the ends where my hair's probably going to be pretty dull and not that shiny. And then I leave it on for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And then I jump in the shower, wash my hair as usual, and I definitely notice the difference when I've used this. My hair just seems a lot smoother, a lot shinier. It just looks like better, healthier hair. So I am actually quite tempted to pick up the full size of this. When I looked on the M&S website just to remind me what this actually was and what the reviews were, the reviews are actually all really favourable. The only thing I'm not massively keen on is the scent, which is why I don't tend to use this once my hair's already been styled. But it's a very thick, almost syrupy oil, and it feels really nice. It's got that kind of slippery quality to it that makes me think there is something else in here, not just oil as well. But the scent just isn't my favourite. It's okay, but it's not my favourite either, so I'm not sure if I'd want to go round with the scent lingering in my hair, because it is quite perfumed. But in terms of what it's been doing to my actual hair and how it's been looking after I've used it as a pre-shampoo treatment, I've actually really liked it. So if you've got really dull and dry hair, that could do with a little injection of something to make it just look a little bit more sleek and smooth and glossy, then this is actually a really nice product, and I've been really pleasantly surprised by it, because at first I was quite baffled. Okay, so the last product I've got to talk about this month is this perfume from Miller Harris, and it's their Rose Silence perfume. And this is another product I picked up from Latest in Beauty because it looked like a really decent size, and it's rose, and I do love a rose scent. And just look at the size of it. It's a really impressive sort of handbag size perfume, so I'm really pleased that this came up. I've never tried anything from Miller Harris before, and to be honest, I didn't realise who it was until I looked at the website and suddenly saw the packaging of the full-size bottle, and I thought, I know who that is now. I feel like I've seen that perfume in a few places. And then I also realised, oh yes, this is actually quite an expensive brand as well, because the 100ml version of this is £95. In terms of the scent, it is really pretty. It's a pretty classic rose scent. There's a freshness to it as well, and on my skin it certainly does smell quite fresh and floral and just very pretty. The only problem that I find is, unfortunately, it just doesn't last very long, and it seems like within a couple of hours I just can't smell it at all anymore. I wasn't sure if it was just me getting used to it, so I asked my husband, can you smell any perfume on me at all? And he said, oh, I can smell a little something, but it is pretty vague, so unfortunately I just don't think this has much staying power to it. So it's quite handy. It's in this transportable size, so it makes it easier to transport throughout the day and maybe top up halfway through the day. I will certainly enjoy using this until it runs out, and it probably will last me a little while because I don't tend to wear perfume every single day. Plus I have about 1 million perfume samples that I need to work my way through. But I'm not sure if I would pick this one up again, just purely because of the price tag, because it is a lot of money for what it is. And I think when it comes to rose perfumes, there is actually a huge amount of choice out there in terms of quite simple and fresh rose scents. So there's nothing amazingly special about this, or at least there isn't on my skin anyway. So it is an absolutely beautiful scent, but I'm just not sure if I would ever bother to go and get the full size, just purely because it didn't last very long and it is pretty pricey. So that is it for today's video. That's everything for Best and Worst of Beauty for April. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up down below, because it does really help support my channel. And if you are new here and would like to subscribe to see more content like this from me in the future, I will pop a button just here so you can click it and get notified of new content as and when it gets uploaded. And if you've not seen my last video, I will pop a link to that one just up here so you can click it and check that one out too. Anyway, I hope you're all really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!